Hi 4th grade, welcome back. Today we're going to be starting a fun project. Last time we finished up our cardboard challenge, and I saw so many cool projects. I know y'all worked hard working on these, and right now most of them should be on display in the front display case of the school. So when you have a moment, go check out all of our cool creations. Today we're going to be using the iPads to create a work of art that will start our next project on Pablo Picasso. So we're going to go over some of our expectations for iPads. Some of them are new this year, so I want to make sure that everyone understands that during the video it's voice level 0, so that I can make sure that everyone is on the same page and that we all know the expectations. If you're showing that you're not ready to use the iPad, you'll just have to draw this project on your own with markers and crayons rather than using the iPad to create a work of art. Today we're going to be studying Pablo Picasso. He is one of the most famous artists who ever lived. He's no longer alive, but his paintings are worth more than millions of dollars. Now, if you've seen Pablo Picasso's work, you'll immediately notice that, well, it doesn't look very real at all. They're kind of awkward, and they look like maybe a kid did it. However, if you were to buy a Pablo Picasso painting, it would probably cost maybe $100 million. $100 million could buy you 100 different gold Bugattis, or maybe even 100 mega mansions. They're worth that much. So, let's have a turn and talk. Why do you think these paintings are so expensive if they don't even look real? Like, go ahead and talk to a friend at your table and discuss reasons why they are so expensive. Pablo Picasso has really expensive paintings because he started something called modernism. And in modernism, people decided that things didn't have to look realistic all the time. Before Pablo Picasso, for instance with painters, they would paint things realistic. They painted what was around them and what it actually looked like with the real colors, the real shapes, and real people that they actually saw. And it was important for them to make it look as realistic as possible. So Pablo decided that he wanted to create something totally different. And of course, people were very critical of him. They called his work ugly. They made fun of him. They thought sometimes that maybe he wasn't very intelligent. But he did all of this on purpose because he wanted to change things. And even though he passed away, we remember him because he changed the way people see art. Maybe art does not have to be realistic. Maybe art can be scary. Maybe art can be emotional without having to be real. And so, for our project today, we're going to start out our unit on abstraction, which means making things look a little bit less real, by creating an abstract selfie. So, as I'm recording this, I'm at home enjoying my Labor Day weekend. But I wanted to make sure that y'all had a fun lesson to do this week, so I'm going to go ahead and record since I can't get into the school. So, what you should have walked in with is one piece of paper. However, I'm going to give you a choice for this exercise before we start the iPads. You can work with 1 or 2 or maybe 3 other people in a group, or you can do this part by yourself. I'm going to let you decide in a moment. But what you're going to do is you're going to find opposites. So think about things that are opposite. I'll give you some examples, but you're going to have to come up with some on your own. You're also going to need to write opposites at the top and then also write your name at the bottom. If you're working with more than one person, go ahead and write all of those people at the bottom now, and then we'll get started. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up once you have opposites on the top, and then either you or all the people in your group at the bottom. Okay, so here are some opposites that I thought of. It could be left versus right. It could be good versus evil. And it could be, I don't know, warm versus cool. Could be sweet versus sour. Go ahead and come up with as many opposites as you can. Go ahead and put verses in between them so I know that it's opposites. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you about 3 minutes to come up with as many opposites as you can think of, and then we're going to see who has the most. Alright, guys, so hopefully we went over groups, and hopefully you came up with as many as you could think of. Here's what I came up with. Left versus right, good versus evil, warm versus cool, sweet versus sour, fire versus water, life versus death, north versus south, sad versus happy, big versus small. So I came up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully you came up with even more. We're going to use one of these to create some artwork today on the iPads. I'm going to show you how to use the iPads, and then we'll get started. So I brought one of my iPads home with me so I could show you how to use it. Some of you were here last year and used them. Some of you guys are new, and that's okay. I'm going to show you how to use the classroom iPads. So this is iPad 17. The reason I know is because it says it on the back. So yours might not have this case. It might. If it has this case, you just press the little button and it should come off like this. And we're gonna be using some apps to create selfies that represent one of our opposites. So right now I'm working on one of my opposites, which is going to be warm versus cool. I decided to go with that one. You're gonna create 2 selfies that describe those opposites. So most of these iPads should have the apps that you need. There's one that we're going to be using today, and it should be located in the photography album. So when I open this up, let me close it again. So let's say I opened it up. It should just kind of go straight to it. Some of your iPads, it'll say that it needs to be unlocked. Just press the home button again, and it should open up. Some of them you even have to swipe. It depends on the iPad. I can't change that. You're going to go into photography, and then I want you to notice the app called Artifact. That's what we're going to use today. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a selfie. So right now, it's forward-facing camera. You could have a friend help you with the selfie if you need to, but technically a selfie is only a selfie if you take it yourself. That's why it's called a selfie. So it's kind of hard to hold 2 iPads in one hand, but I think you can get the gist of taking a picture of yourself. There I am with my other iPad. Yep, that's how I record. When you're ready for the selfie, which is hard to do with a big old iPad in your hand, you would obviously look at the camera. Unless you don't want to. Maybe your opposite is brave versus shy. So maybe you're shy and you're looking away. So there's one of mine. If it says upload error, that's okay. Just press cancel. So I took another selfie because I didn't like the first one. But you can move around the room for this project. You have to stay in the room. I can't have y'all going outside take selfies. But next, your job is to think about what kind of opposites you want to do. So remember, the one I think I'm going to do is warm versus cool. So I need 2 selfies. I'm going to work on the first one. And I'm basically going to go through these filters at the bottom. And what you're going to do is you're going to find one that maybe represents your verses. So mine is warm versus cool. Now, these have certain names. I encourage you just to try them because you're never quite sure what they're actually going to do. Some of them say Picasso or girl or comics, but I want you to actually try them because those are just names that they gave randomly to these filters. I decided to do this Alice one, and it turned out pretty cool. I'm going to keep looking and see if I can find one for my cool, because I think this one's good for my warm selfie, but I need another selfie for my cool, my opposite. Okay, actually, I decided to change my selfie. That's fine. You can go back and switch what you created if you wanted to. You would just have to press the back button and take a new selfie. But I found one that I liked a little bit more. It was called Park, and I think it looks more like warm. It looks more like maybe my shirt is cool, but my face is on fire. This is very abstract. Now that I like it, I have to share this with me so that I can print this out next week. What you're going to do is you're going to press the share button. So it's that one on the right that looks like an arrow pointing up. When you press it, you're going to see your options for sharing it. You're not going to email it to me. You're not going to message it to me. You're actually going to scroll right up here to the right until you see the option for Google Drive. So that's the one that looks like a weird triangle with the yellow, green, and blue. You're going to press that button to share on Google Drive with me. Then you're going to see this. Do not press upload, do not share it to my email, and then before you do anything, you're going to tap where it says file underscore whatever number. When you touch it, it'll give you the option of changing the name. You need to change the name to yours. I went ahead and changed mine to Mr. Boatfield. You can just change it to your first name. If you want to add your last name, that's fine too. But you need to make sure it's in your name. Next, before you press upload, you need to press My Drive. Once you've pressed My Drive, you'll see some options that look like this. What you're going to do is you're going to tap Classroom. What this will take us to is a list of different specials classrooms, and you're going to need to upload it into the one that we are in. You're going to see some different classes. These ones are the 5th grade classes. Obviously, you wouldn't be saving those there. When you scroll, you'll see the 4th grade classrooms. Now, I'm just going to pretend that I'm 4th grade Monday. You might be 4th grade Thursday or Tuesday. Whatever day you are watching this right now is your class day. So I'm just going to pretend I'm 4th grade Monday. You may see something like this. By this time, you might see your friends' files already showing up. But what you're going to do is once you get into the box or into the classroom that you need to press Save Here. After that, it will take you back to this screen. You are not done yet. This is finally the moment where you can press Upload. And then please be patient. It should show a screen that looks like this, which says Uploading, so don't bother it. So right now I'm on my laptop, but obviously if I was in the classroom, I would have this projected on the board. But I can go to any of y'all's classes and make sure that y'all are uploading. So right now all I have is my random selfie I uploaded in 4th grade Monday, but I will be able to check and see that you're uploading, and I can also see where these uploads came from. So please don't upload anything inappropriate here, because there is a trail and I know exactly who did it. Once you've uploaded, you're gonna take another selfie. This will be your last one. And remember, mine is warm versus cool. So I tried making like a freezing to death kind of face. This is what you get. And I'm gonna find a new filter that expresses cool. No, I wouldn't say that this filter perfectly matches cool, but I think it's good enough because it does remind me of freezing, or maybe I'm stuck like a statue. So I think I'm going to keep it. I really like the way it turned out. These are going to look kind of crazy. I'm going to go ahead and upload it. Remember, press the share arrow. You're going to scroll until you see Google Drive. You'll see a box like this. We're going to change our name. And yes, put your actual name, and then scroll down and hit My Drive. You're going to find the word Classroom. Find the classroom 4th grade, and then whatever day you're watching this on. Then press Save Here so that I can save it. It's going to go back to this final screen. This is where you press the upload button, and it should instantly pop up here. The reason we're putting them into this Google Drive is so that I can have these professionally printed for you, and we can use these for our project. If it is not uploaded to the drive, there is absolutely no way that I can find those files and have them printed. Remember, this class is a grade just like everything else, and I do expect this to be done today. You may need to separate yourself from others so that you can focus. Now, if you finish early, check with me. I'm going to double check and make sure that I have both of your files on our Google Drive, and then you can find a new app to play on. I don't care which app it is. You can explore for yourself all the different apps I have on the iPad. Now, when we put these up today, you'll know which iPad number it is, because if you flip it over, it should say it. On the iPad cart, I do have those numbers labeled so that you can put them back in the right space. However, do not plug it in unless it is under 50. Right now it's at 89%, which is really good charging, so I don't need to plug it in once I put it back on the iPad cart. If it's under 50, which means like 49 or below, then I want you to plug it in. If you plug in an iPad for too long, it could overcharge and ruin the battery. And I don't want that to happen, since these are our permanent iPads that the school has paid for. Alrighty guys, if you have any questions, just raise your hand and let me know. I'll come by and check. We'll have a fun day. If we don't finish these today, we might have more time next time, but I'm expecting this to be done today. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, bye-bye.